Welcome back, guys. I'm Zell, and today we've got a fixed blade on the desk. Yeah, I know, we don't do a lot of fixed blades, and why not? Because, well, many of you don't carry fixed blades, because anymore with the lock systems we've got on folding knives, they're just way more convenient. However, having a good fixed blade around is always a good idea. And, you know, I keep a ridiculously expensive fixed blade back here that Susie got for me a few years ago. That's absolutely beautiful. It's got mammoth tooth ivory and Damascus and handmade by a guy up north. And but you know, I can't pull that thing out and use it every day, or even if I just need to go whack at some stuff to cut it down, I can't get that guy out. And even though I may have several of these, you know, you really don't want to go whacking on things with these. So what is this? Well, this is Bestech's answer to that question. So, you know, let's kind of get it out and get a look at it. First thing, before we even go that far, that I want to make a point of. They've done a pretty good job of keeping the sheath small. I personally, if I would have made it, I would have moved that rivet in and made it even smaller, but I understand they want these two where they're usable. So, very nicely done. They did a fold-over sheath, which is much better than the big flat pancake ones that I've made and I don't like, but I make them anyhow because people like them. And up here, they've given you a thumb trough or thumb push-off and a drain hole. So they've covered you on the sheath very well. And one last thing is they're using this thing. And I thank you guys that showed me where to find these whenever I talked about them on that Wii knife that we looked at, because I like this so much better than the big tech lock. And I know, it's, you know, heck with it. They're all made in the same place. I like this one better. And actually, this one may have, yeah, it needs to be cleaned up. It's got some stuff down in there that's keeping me from locking it. But I can see what it is, so I can clean it up. Not a problem. So anyhow, now see, there we go. I like that clip a lot. And you guys don't want to look at the clip anymore. I've been 2.5 minutes, and I've been showing you a friggin' sheath. You're probably mad at me by now or turned the video off. Well, if you haven't, this is the Bestech, and right now it's a prototype, but from what I understand, this one is going to production. The rumor is D2, but don't count it as D2. There's a good chance this one could show up in S35VN. Or some other steel. Bestech uses a variety. They aren't like some of the other companies that stay very, very narrow in their steel selection. So let's get some basic measurement here. You know, we're not going to get too exact because it is a prototype, but we're looking at around a 4-inch blade and total grip length of about 4.5 inches. Strictly handle about 3.5. I get that back out there where you can see it. Strictly handle about 3.5. Let's see, they're about 4.5 total. And whenever you put this guy in your hand, it's all good. I mean, it's really, really good. Even whenever you get up on it, it's really, really good almost everywhere. And I really do mean almost. I like it. Now, I've got medium-large hands. Whenever I try to roll it around and do a draw cut, these bother me. Not bad, but they do bother me. Push cuts, some of your pinch grips, not a problem. Reverse grip, not the greatest, but it's not something that's going to be a huge problem. Not really a fighting knife, more of a skinning knife, hunt knife, camp knife almost. In fact, let's get a look here at our total thickness. We're at 0.182, which comes out to about 4.8 millimeter. Very well placed jimping here and here to keep the knife in. You got a good sized lanyard hole, and overall they've done a really good job making it a nice knife. We've got nice swedging up here, and they have left the top of this just a little bit sharp so you could strike your ferro rod with it. And let's see, can we get it all on the screen? Yes, we can. And I've got that dark spot on it. There we go. You see, you move the pillar out of the way and you get rid of the dark spot. And it was literally a pillar. Not joking. And let's see. Let's get some knives out here to get a little bit of a comparison. These are going to be folders because it's what most of the people who watch this channel know. There's your Buck 110 Delica. And we got a rat. The rat might be the other knife you'd take to the woods. Oh, if I can keep from breaking things. And see, there you go. It's not that much bigger than any of those knives. And you get some more blade. You get a nice deep belly. And from what I understand, the bead blast is just on the prototypes. There'll be other finishes whenever we get real ones. And look at those grinds. If they can replicate those grinds on production stuff, man, that is pretty. And get rid of the bead blast. Very, very pretty. So now we gotta have to talk about the one thing that I don't like. Because whenever I saw this knife initially, the very first time I saw it, I did not see that it had that big old hole in the middle of it. Big old weird shaped hole in the middle of it. And I'm sure somebody's going to tell me that there's purpose for that hole. You're going to lash something to it. You're going to make you a spear out of it. You're going to do whatever you're going to do. Okay, I get it. I understand that. Here's my problem with the hole. Whenever I get my hand around the knife, my fingers fall in that hole. This knuckle falls in that hole. And I don't care for it. It just doesn't seem... Whenever I get it like that, my ends of my fingers are falling in that hole. I don't care for it. I think if you're going to do something like this, you'd be better off with multiple smaller holes all the way through. You can still do your lashing or whatever you need to do, but you don't end up with holes that are interfering with the grip of the knife. Now, is it bad? Oh, heck no. It's odd. It's one of those things where if you use the knife every day or took it camping with you, after the first few minutes, you'd be like, oh, whatever, and not even notice it. But it's just something to think about. They've done it well. It's nice and smooth all the way through. Very well done. It's just, it's not an aesthetic I like, and it's a little odd. But anyhow, guys, I don't know what this thing's called, but it is a Bestech prototype fixed blade, and they've done a good job with it. And whenever it comes out, if it is priced reasonably, it's going to be a good one. Anyhow, guys, you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check us out on the Apex News. That's the weekly news show right here on the Zelrick YouTube channel where we fill your knife news need. And you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.